Welcome everyone to a casted game of Age of Empires 4, and today spawning in the southeast corner of the map playing in purple, we have got Beasty QT playing as the Abbasid dynasty, going by his Smurf name, but I can guarantee you that this is Beasty QT. And on the northwest, his opponent today in orange, we've got Mu playing as the Delhi Sultanate. Welcome everyone to Dry Arabia, a classic map, a classic civilization matchup, and a classic pair of two players. I guess everything's classic today. But what I will say is, if you've seen Beasty QT versus Mu before, I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed that this is going to be a banger of a game. I can pretty much guarantee it because after I have casted the games, I actually don't upload all of them. I only upload the very best, so if this one makes it to YouTube, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be a good one. And we see, as we expect, the House of Wisdom being built by the Abbasid dynasty, nice and early. The question is for Mu and the Delhi, what landmark does he go for? Will it be the Tower of Victory or the Dome of Faith? Now, if you know Mu, you know it's probably going to be an aggressive build with the Tower of Victory. We don't know for sure. We'll have to find out and see. But what's interesting about this matchup, and it's quite nice about the scouting for both civilizations, is that they can get out on the map and find as many sheep as possible. As you can see, me bringing a decent number back at home there already. 4. And it's partly because, of course, both civilizations rely on berries nice and early. They get the bonus of the increased amount of berries on their bushes, but also the increased gather speed from that food source. So, you know, the Berry Brothers, I like to call these two civilizations. And, yeah, I mean, I think it's a good way to start the game for both civilizations. It does give them a little bit of an edge if they're against other non-berry focused civilizations. But, of course, alas today, both are Berry Brothers. Now, the Abbasid dynasty have a lot of options to them. With the House of Wisdom, can opt for many different routes. Well, I say many, but 4 in total, really. You've got the economic wing, we've got the military wing, we've got the culture wing, and then we've got the trade wing. Now, of course, it's very unlikely to go for trade wing this early, but the other 3 are very much potential options. Military wing we see quite often, but against the Delhi Sultanate, it depends how Beasty QT wants to play this. There's kind of, I guess, 2 schools of thought. You can try and match feudalage versus feudalage, but it does feel like the Delhi Sultanate do that a little bit better. So I think if you're the Abbasid dynasty, you kind of want to try and skip feudalage in many ways. You want to try and survive it and not let the Delhi get too much of an advantage. But you do want to either maybe get a second town center as the Abbasid dynasty, make sure the feudalage is a little bit stronger in terms of economy, or maybe go for a straight fast castle. We did see a lot of fast castle coming out for the Abbasid dynasty when the recent patch was initiated or started. Now, he did actually queue up economic wing, and then he cancelled it, and is going for the culture wing, so it could be a fast castle. Having said that, we do often see a second town center, so this is a nice play because what the culture wing does, it gives them access to preservation of knowledge, which reduces the technology and the age advancements by 20%. And the reason why it's so critical is because it allows the Abbasid dynasty to go for the second town center, but also get a sort of relatively fast castle behind it. And it's something that you probably want to do against the Delhi, because if they get too much of an advantage in terms of sacred sites, the Delhi can get to a very fast castle themselves. But, you know, I like this matchup because there's lots of variabilities, lots of options for both civilizations. As we see 4 villagers coming out to build that Tower of Victory. So there's that confirmation there for the Delhi Sultanate on that choice of landmark. So yeah, I mean, I hope you guys have been enjoying the casted games on the channel recently. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel in terms of YouTube algorithm and whatnot. But the growth has been good. I've really enjoyed casting Age of Empires 4. Hopefully that will continue. And I think certainly with these two sorts of players, the way they play the game, hopefully that will continue. Especially with the new DLC coming out soon. I'll really mix things up. I hope you guys are excited about it as much as I am. And speaking about excitement, well, the berries are going to be expiring very soon. So the exciting thing is that, well, Mu's going to have to make a decision whether to go to sheep, maybe go for the back deer. There are back berries as well. And considering it looks like potentially it's going to be Mu that's going to be aggressive, let's take a look at the base layout for Beasty, because you can see Beasty already on stone with 4 villagers. That signifies, you know, he's going to be going for a second town center. The second town center probably, I mean, let's look at the options he has. I mean, I think in terms of close proximity to his main base, it's probably going to be heading north towards the deer stack and the wood here. That's probably the best place. The other deer camp is way too far away, I think, and not all that many other options. There are 2 berry bushes here. That could be an option, maybe a TC in the middle here, but maybe a TC here to protect the gold and the berries. That could be an option, actually, especially if he's going to go for a fast castle behind this. I would quite like to see a TC here, actually, on the berries and the gold. But a TC here wouldn't be a bad option as well, especially because it could wall up, right, to the edge of the map. To the from the edge to the wood line, and then a TC here. And acts as a good static defense. And then maybe another palisade wall here from this edge of the map towards this main primary town center. And that will keep things covered nicely and securely And it does secure 2 berry bushes at the back there. I think that'd be a great play, actually. Plenty of food. And we'll have that gold vein to take. It has about 3,500 left, so would need to expand later on, but we shall see what it decides to do. He's going to drop a barracks, looking to counter out the initial stable play for the Delhi Sultanate, getting some Ghazi Raiders. Now you can see a 1 out of 1. If you're not aware, in Age of Empires 4, the Delhi Sultanate have a unique technology, efficient production, which allows their scholars to garrison inside the production buildings, and now lets them double produce or produce a bit faster. It's going to go for a double blacksmith to get those all-important upgrades, which are completely free, but just, you know, it takes a bit of time. And speaking of time, it will take him quite a bit of time because he went for the Tower of Victory rather than the Dome of the Faith, and it means that really the mosque that he has, unless he builds another one, is going to be preoccupied by getting research rather than scholars. So he only has 1 scholar at the moment inside that mosque. It makes the research come in all that much slower. Having double blacksmith, obviously, be able to research 2 technologies from the blacksmith at each time. 1 from each blacksmith, of course, and yeah, interesting state of affairs because the Abbasid dynasty almost has enough wood for that second town centre. So the plans will be revealed soon where he decides to play that second town centre. Pulls some villagers off, and you can see he's heading north, getting a couple of spearmen just to defend that expansion as well, because there are Ghazi Raiders on the field, although does he spot where the expansion is happening? I'm not so sure. He's going to send a Ghazi Raid. Oh no, he skipped. He went to the wood line instead. Oh no, he's going north. He might say, oh, he didn't know. The indecisiveness there, I'm afraid, has cost him a little bit. Doesn't spot that, and there is a spearman to defend though in any case, so that'll do well. But against a couple of Ghazi Raiders, I mean, now that he's got 2 spearmen, to be fair, he's kind of safe, to be fair, I think here, Beasty. Especially with 2 spearmen, the Ghazi Raider can't really get too close. He cycles around on the south, gets a bit of arrow fire. And with 3 Ghazi Raiders versus 2 spearmen, I still fancy the spearmen, as long as they brace in the right positions. But with 4, okay, I still fancy the spearmen. I might be able to do some damage if he could take the spearmen out. But with the micro, using the scouts quite nicely here, body blocking Beasty, trying to make sure the Ghazi Raiders don't get clean hit. And now, well, yeah, Mu has to back away. He took too many hits. Oh, he took some hits away on the retreat for that Ghazi Raid, and the town center is up and running now. So unfortunately, Mu wasn't able to punish that, and that's actually kind of bad news because now the village count will start to escalate for Beasty. It already has fresh foodstuffs as well, so the villagers will be cheaper. As you can see, they cost 32 food rather than the usual 50. In any case, it's this kind of time in the game where you start to think, well, the Delhi Sultanate should be getting those scholars, but the trouble is, because he went for Tower of Victory, he doesn't have that many, right? He's only got 1. He's going to use the 1 to heal up the Ghazi Raiders as well, so this is the kind of the problem with going for Tower of Victory in many ways. It really does handicap the Delhi civilization in getting those sacred sites, which is actually really what they want to do. And I don't think, obviously, the Tower of Victory has given him that much leverage just yet. In fact, hardly anything, right? And I think a case has to be made for the Dome of the Faith just being better, because unless it's a super late game, I mean, the Tower of Victory, the attack speed is nice, but you don't really get to use it until, you know, in this case, maybe 12, 13 minutes. And those 12, 13 minutes, the initial parts of the game, we would have got those researches a lot quicker. And he probably would have activated the sacred sites by now. So it's a real shame. I think Tower of Victory, in many ways, is not a play. I don't know, sometimes it seems appealing, but against the Abbasid dynasty, I'm not sure it's the right choice, but yeah, it is what it is. He's made a call, he's tried it out, and we should see if it's successful. We don't know just yet. He could transition to a lot of archers, and the concern with that is against the Abbasid dynasty, going archers is a bit of a, I don't know, it's a bit of an awkward one, because the Abbasid dynasty can always go military wing, and then they get access to boot camp and also composite bows. Obviously, he went for culture wing this time, but I think in the civilization matchup, it's an interesting one. I feel like Dome of the Faith is just a bit better in this matchup. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether you prefer the Dome of the Faith or the Tower of Victory. I think I've got to say in this scenario at least. It's obviously it's easy to say when you've got 20/20 vision and you've got the full details of the game with everything released, of course. And well, there's that sacred site in the middle, has been capped now, so that gold trickle will start to come in for Mu. And slowly but surely, Beasty will start to rise in villager count. He is starting to palisade wall up as well. Now, the significance of this is that really, whilst the Ghazi Raiders might try and burn this down, it allows the spearmen to get in position, right? Because the spearmen are very slow on their feet, playing the static kind of, more static, comparatively, army. You see spearmen coming down south, where they're possibly needed. He spots the Ghazi Raiders, and the Ghazi Raiders shouldn't get all that much value. They're going to dive in on the villagers on the wood line. The villagers do get pulled away, but yeah, the spearmen are going to brace, and again, the Ghazi Raiders can't get too much value. The spearmen are going to head northwards, and If this was completely open, obviously the Ghazi Raiders would just dive in. It is technically open, but villagers garrison inside the town center. And even if he dives in, it's going to lose a lot of health on the Ghazi Raiders. Does have a decent number to maybe tank through, but he's not going to head in just yet. 33 military to 12. And I'm surprised. Look at this. 2 spearmen just guarding these 2 sacred sites. I mean, that needs to be dealt with, right? I feel like he needs to just take an archer or 2 just to clear that up and get a sacred site or 2. It feels overwhelming, that loss of gold, especially when you should have it. But obviously, Mu trying to dish out as much damage as he possibly can, trying to get all the troops he can. Blacksmith coming out for the Abbasid dynasty. He's going to go up to the next age with the military wing, the cultural wing, giving him that 20% discount on that tech up. And this is where things get really a bit scary. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, just clearing this out first and then getting the sacred sites would have been better. He would have had that constant gold trickle in, but now has to rely on mining gold just to get to the tech up at the next stage himself later on in the game. But now with the military wing coming in, this is a problem for Mu. He has a decision on his hands whether he just dives in and tries to get as much aggression as possible, which is probably the choice. We talked about how he tried to burn down the palisade walls as an option, and the spearmen are in position now, though. And with Beasty now in the castle age, he's going to have that tech up. He's going to have some units that he can have available to him, particularly the Gulam. I think the Gulam's going to be really strong. Has 2 camel riders as well, and I'm sure he'll be getting boot camp exactly. So his archers, if he decides to get them, will be stronger. Oh, he's going to dive in there. He's body blocking. A lot of the villagers can't retreat to the town centre. That's absolutely fantastic play by those Ghazi Raiders. He's got 6 or 7 villagers there. 6, 7 in total. That's going to dive through, and well, that's a lot of kills actually. It's pretty decent, but he's got to be careful not to overcommit and lose too much military, because he needs a standing army here, Mu, to be able to survive to get to the castle age himself. He might try to take the dive in. There's a lot of spearmen. The spearmen need to be focused on by the archers, but that's a lot of archers there for Mu. This could be bad for Beasty. Doesn't lose any more villagers just yet, but he always runs the risk of it, and the army is starting to continue to trickle in. It's a very heavy feudal age play by Mu. Now this is where the Tower of Victory attack speed really starts to kick in. We're at the 12-minute mark, so I predicted it right. This is where things really come into play, and it's going to pick off some villagers on the retreat. Again, another one goes down. And the concern is that this outpost for Mu, he needs to deal with it somehow. He's going to try and burn it down with the Ghazi Raiders. The villagers are probably going to pop out and repair this, but Beasty just needs time, right? He needs time to get those Gulams out. If he gets the Gulams out, it will be difficult for Mu to really pack too much of a punch. Camel Rider about to head in. The villagers come out to repair, and this tank has arrow slits as well, so in the meantime, he's getting good value. The villagers garrison inside once again. The Ghazi Raiders starts to torch again. The Gulam numbers starting to creep up a little bit, and if they get involved in the action, they could really start to shred through those archers. But just come out to repair again. That's a huge amount of repairs, and the garrison inside the outpost again. This is perfect from Beasty. Just needs to buy some time. Mu not getting the value he wants really necessarily, but I think he will take the outpost. But at what cost? He lost a lot of military. Is still at 50, almost 50, 49 military though, which is absolutely fantastic. But behind all this, it doesn't have the sacred sites. Imagine if he had those. Continues the pressure. I think he might lose the outpost now. Beasty going to start to head back south actually with the economy, going for the gold and the deer pack in the south. Now unfortunately Mu, I don't think he spots that. There is a wood line here he can go for, and he's got to think about where his opponent could be, right? He's so focused on this gold, and whilst he'll take the outpost, which is great, he needs to think about his next move, and the next move needs to find where is that economy that he can harass, because the main 2 resources that Beasty needs right now is food and gold, and he's got them in abundance in the south. Speaking of south, well, that's where Mu's heading now. Going to take the engagement against the Manatam. The good thing about the Delhi Sultanate, the Ghazi Raiders, they are a little bit better equipped at dealing with heavy armored units compared to, say, the Horsemen. They do have that +2 heavy attack. But he loses the Ghazi Raiders mostly. Oh, that's a huge raid on that wood line. Holy smokes, Mu getting so many villager kills there. There's got 25 in total, and the retreat, those archers are picking them apart, and that's deadly. He's lost so much now. This is a good opportunity now for Mu just to maybe think about getting to that castle. The trouble is that Beasty does have 2 town centres, so the villagers will be coming out quick time, and the villagers were cheaper as well. But because of all of this, he doesn't spot any of these villages in the south, which are super exposed. I mean, if he spotted those, it would be GG. But Beasty doing well to keep them hidden for now. Comes in with another army on that wood line. Diving in the main town centre. I think Mu needs to think about getting a ram or 2 actually at this point. The trouble is, if he lets up on any of the pressure, the Gulams will start to build up in numbers, and then it becomes a problem. The trouble is, he does have an iron undermesh now, Beasty. If he decides to get the second archer armor upgrade, then that will ranged armor upgrade. That would be problematic for sure. You see these Gulams really tanking. Going to potentially head north once again. That's where the wood income's coming in. But again, I think it's just those 1 or 2 spearmen protecting the sacred sites, and it was like a bit of a missed opportunity there. Obviously, he wanted to keep as much pressure on the front lines as he could. Imagine having those sacred sites for about 5 minutes. It would be the telltale difference in this game. But a fantastic game so far. I told you it'd be a banger, guys. I told you. Gonna be never disappointed. Because I'm pretty sure this one's gonna make it to YouTube. Now, gonna be getting that first ram. This is where things become really critical, because like the pressure has let up naturally as you would. Now he's gonna head south, trying to find out where his... Oh, that's a lot of villagers. He's got to spot this move, right? You've got to spot it. There's so many of them. He has an attack move. Oh, that's such a problem. There's 7 villagers going by. A huge missed opportunity there for Mu. Feels like this is a game of missed opportunities at the moment. Missed opportunities with the sacred sites. Oh, he spots the villagers got pulled away. Where did they get pulled to? They got pulled south. Great map awareness for Beasty. Keeps the villagers alive, and he's kind of treading on thin ice. But he's treading. This is where things get a little bit tricky for Mu, because he had to split up his army into 2, right? But here's feudal age versus castle age, and I think this army actually wins for Beasty. The Ghulams are just too tanky. Gonna try and focus on villages. He's lost 30 so far. And he doesn't spot these villagers in the south. It's unfortunate. It's not... Oh no, he sent a Ghazi Raider. That's the wrong unit. He needs to send some ranged units. But 51 military to 15. It's looking pretty decent. Both players spending everything they've got, and well, Mu's food economy looking pretty decent. Where is he getting food from? He's getting to the berries, which has just expired, so might need to a very hard farming transition. Has also already taken the... Oh, this is going to be a very hard transition. Already taken the deer as well, and yeah, trying to get rams out with the farming transition is going to be tricky. He needs to find another option. I feel like Mu might need to just think about consolidating now. He's done damage. Maybe thinking to go to the castle, get some keeps, right, to defend, because there's going to be a pushback coming in soon. But he might just look to try and push that second town centre. Could be an option to take that to second town centre, actually. There's a lot of units. Palisade walling in an awkward spot, actually. I'm wondering why he's doing that. Maybe just want to get attacked from behind, right? Which is understandable. He's going to try and torch down this town centre. 2 rams and Ghazi Raiders as well. Now, the second town centre doesn't have as much HP, only 2,500 versus the 7,000 of the capital town centre, so should be able to rip through this pretty easily. They just might come out to repair. Here's the army, though, for Beasty. Oh, there's a mangonel. That's going to be a huge mangonel shot. He dodges it. But this is a bad situation for me. This could be terrible. Oh, he's going to wall himself in. He can't do... No, the mangonel. Huge shot on those archers. And he has to back away. There's this one threat of 1 unit in the castle age for Beasty, pushing this back very nicely. The rams will not take the town centre, but he's going to force Beasty into spending a lot of wood for repairs, but he will keep that town centre alive. Now, this is a huge investment. Now, Mu doesn't have an option. With the mangonels on the field, without any Ghazi Raiders to try and snipe it, he has to back away. He has to get to the castle age himself. He recognises that is nearly on the way, but he doesn't have the sacred sites. Imagine the sacred site timer in his favour right now. He possibly could have won it by now, to be totally honest, but anyway, it is what it is. Going to need to find another wood line. And things will start to calm down now as Mu looks to try and wall his opponent in. Try and buy as much time as possible to get that all-important tech up to the castle age. And composite bows is in, so these archers are going to look really, really nice for the Abbasid dynasty. Both boot camp and composite bows. It kind of nullifies the Tower of Victory even. 2 Ghazi Raiders on the Scholar. We'll be getting that sacred site in the south, but it feels like it's too late because now looks like the Abbasid dynasty is going to push out pretty nicely. And with the threat of the mangonel always looming, there's no option. He needs to get out of there. No, Mu, get out of there. Oh, okay, just missed out on the mangonel shot, but he's got to be careful. He's treading on thin ice. Now the man-at-arms going to tank forward. They're going to try and charge this down, and this is a situation where Mu just got to get out of there. Every single unit that Beasty has there is just better. And that mangonel has the opportunity to get some critical hits. He's going to go up with the House of Learning to that castle age. The trouble for the Delhi is that once they get there, it takes time. It takes time for the castle age upgrades to come in. And he doesn't really have that much time, it seems. Another mangonel. No, you're playing with fire. Mu, get out of there. Oh, huge shot on there. On those archers. Mangonel's getting so much hits. Man-at-arms going to keep charging it. Oh no, Mu, get out of there. Oh, this devastating hit. A lot of those archers do go down. And he has to back away now. And he lost so many units. Pretty much equalized the number of units now, Beasty. That was not the play from Mu. 2 mangonels pushing this back nicely. Mu does reach that castle age now. But he's going to need to get crossbows for those man-at-arms. He needs some way to get some anti-siege, right? The mangonels is a problem. He's got no cavalry. Hardly any cavalry to snipe it. No real option to get a springald either. Could potentially get a siege workshop, but it takes time. 2 mangonels heading further forward for Beasty. This could be a big turnaround. He spotted the villagers on the south. Oh, that's a big, big raid. Beasty going to lose a lot of villagers in the south. Mangonel, mangonel, mangonel. Gets a couple of archers. So those guys are dead in the south, but it might not matter. Because Beasty's getting some rams, 3 of them. The mangonel's pushing everything back. And it's crazy how you can push everything back with just 2 mangonels. And now, if Mu loses his production buildings, it will be curtains. He's trying to get enough stone for a keep. Maybe going to rush that up now, but it's going to be his last saving grace, you feel. He's going to lose his production. Loses his production, he can't get any more units. And killing economy. I mean, at the end of the day, Beasty's still ahead on villager count, right? This is looking bad. Mu tried it with the Delhi. Now with the mangonels offloading, he's going to get another ram, 4 rams. The production building's going down. I feel like it's only a keep, and that's all he can do. He needs to place it a bit defensively, but if he places it here, he just loses the production. He doesn't have enough wood. I was going to try and get the keep up. Will Beasty spot this? Will he send the rams? The mangonels, they're deploying. Man-at-arms going to jump on that, you feel. Oh, this could be a lot of dead villagers. Mu, does he even have textiles? He does. But, oh, mangonel shot gets off. The villagers get microed out, but the archer's going to pick them apart. Archers for the Delhi, going to try and focus on the archers. Mangonels focus on the archers. Oh, that's a massive hit. A lot of those Delhi archers do go down. The keep goes up eventually. Villagers garrison inside. The man-at-arms should be able to tank it. And, 2 Ghazi raiders coming in from the east. Going to snipe out the mangonels, but they did so much damage already. He loses 1 mangonel. Will he lose a second? I'm not so sure. He should lose a second. Or another mangonel shot. Oh, a huge shot there on those archers. Probably the worst shot that he's had there, Mu. And he takes a tap out. That was devastating. Those mangonels absolutely killed everything they could. And, well, Beasty comes back with a fast castle-ish with the second town centre. Mu tried it with the Delhi. Hope you guys enjoyed the castle game. Take care, and see you next time.